Thank you all for being here. Please let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Let me know, please. Can you hear me? Okay, good. Um, in this live stream or this class, I want to explain to you the differences between intelligence, knowledge, and wisdom. Most people don't understand the difference between those three things: intelligence, knowledge, and wisdom. You can have you can have high intelligence but have no wisdom. On the other hand, you can have a lot of wisdom but don't have any intelligence. I'm going to explain it to you. And pick up your pen and paper to make notes, please. So I'm going to explain them to you. Intelligence is your mental capacity to see opportunities and possibilities. That is intelligence. Intelligence, let me repeat it, is your mental capacity to see possibilities and opportunities. Okay? If you repeat it in the live chat for me, some of you. So I'm going to say it one more time, then I'm going to go to the next ones. Intelligence is your mental capacity to see possibilities and opportunities. Now, what is knowledge? Knowledge is knowing, so that is factual understanding of how opportunities and possibilities work. That is knowledge. Knowledge is something you gain through studying and through research. Intelligence is a capacity you have. Knowledge is what you gain through research or observation. So, I've explained intelligence, I explained knowledge. Now, what is wisdom? Wisdom is the intuitive, the intuitive alertness to know when to take an opportunity and when not. So I'm going to go through all three again. Intelligence is your mental capacity to see possibilities and opportunities. Knowledge is the factual understanding of how opportunities and possibilities work. And wisdom is the intuitive alertness that that shows you whether or not you should take an option or an opportunity. Okay? So I'm going to repeat all three one more time. Take notes because it's very important. And then I'm going to elaborate on them. Intelligence is your mental capacity to see possibilities and opportunities. Knowledge is factual understanding of how possibilities and opportunities work. And wisdom is the intuitive alertness that tells you whether or not you take a possibility or an opportunity. So let me give a practical example to illustrate this to you. Let's say now you have to go to the mall. Okay? You have to go to the mall to get some groceries. The mall is 800 meters away, which is quite a lot. There's a bus that can bring you there, but you have to pay for the bus. Then you see this bicycle somewhere. The bicycle's not locked, and the bicycle has been there for days. Now, you see the the option and the opportunity to use that bike that's been abandoned to drive to, or rather to ride to the grocery store. That's your intelligence. You see the opportunity. Now, your knowledge is okay. If I'm is how do you ride a bicycle? And when you arrive there, how do you carry the groceries on the bicycle? That's your knowledge. Wisdom is it in my best interest to use this bike? Now, based on the context, that bike has been abandoned for days. So either the owner of the bike has discarded the bike, and if that's the case, it means there's something wrong with the bike, or somebody in the right mind is going to discard a bike that works properly. So then you should realize you need to look at the bike. Or if the owner, not also the possessor, because only that my father owns things, if the possessor of the bike has forgotten the bike, that means that he or she may still come to look for it. Now you can't take the bike into your groceries and put it back. You can do that. But what if people reported the bike as missing and now the police sees you with the bike? That may not go well. So wisdom is the sensing of whether or not something is the best course of action or attitude to take. So intelligence and knowledge as well as wisdom go hand in hand. Wisdom is a spiritual attitude you have. Intelligence is your mental capacity to see options and opportunities. Knowledge is how those opportunities and options work. So, based on what I've told you, do you think it's possible that demons offer a counterfeit wisdom to the masses? Let me know in the live chat. I need to I need to tell you straight up, it happens. It happens. Demons have been roaming the earth for thousands of years since they've been cast out of heaven. They've seen families being formed, families falling apart. They've seen billions of people being born and dying. They've seen generations come and generations go, century come, century go. Empires rising, empires falling. Economies booming, economies declining. So demons have a lot of experience observing the human species for thousands of years. So demons have high intelligence. So they see opportunities now to exploit the human species. Demons have knowledge on how to trick people into worshiping them, unbeknownst to them. And demons have the wisdom to understand that they can only get away with a trickery when the people are invested in the lie themselves. So demons have the practical wisdom not to cross the line and to trigger retaliation from heaven itself. Now, some demons try to do it, but other demons put them back in check. So, understanding this, demons have wisdom. It's not Christ-centered wisdom, but it's self-serving wisdom. It's narcissistic wisdom. It's wisdom in knowing when you can get away with taking advantage of other people or not. That's the wisdom demons have. They have the intelligence, they have the knowledge in abundance, but they also have the wisdom in knowing when to stop. And it's that type of wisdom that demons offer to people. Demons offer you wisdom that appears to be beneficial for you, which like Chuba said here, It leads to disasters in the long run, but there's short-term benefits. Now, as I mentioned before, intelligence is not knowledge, and knowledge is not intelligence. Intelligence is not wisdom, and wisdom is not intelligence. And knowledge is not wisdom, and wisdom is not knowledge. Those are three different things, and I've explained them already. Learn the following. Just because you have a lot of knowledge about something doesn't mean it's wise for you to use that knowledge the way you see fit. Okay? Maybe you know a lot about cars, and you are a car mechanic, so of course you know a lot about cars. But one day, there's this individual asks you to help them out with their car. And intuitively, in your inner radar, you get a hint not to go. But you think, well, not a minute, I know almost everything about cars. So if there's something wrong with the car, I can fix it. But his thing, it has nothing to do with your knowledge. That individual is trying to get you kidnapped. So when you arrive there at the car and you're working on the car, suddenly people come and grab you. Now, in your inner radar, you already felt that something was off with this individual. So even though you have the intelligence and the knowledge about cars, that alone is not enough to keep you safe and sound. Your inner radar hints you that something's off with the situation. So based on wisdom, you should pull back. And that is where a lot of people go wrong. Because a lot of people are so in love with their own intellect. They're so in love with their own degrees or their own accomplishments. There's nothing wrong with degrees and accomplishments. I have multiple academic degrees myself, and I also have accomplishments here and there. But the moment you rely on your accomplishments or on your own intellect, you have entered into idolatry. And once you've entered into idolatry, your perception is blurred, so you can't see things clearly anymore. And it's then that the enemy can easily take action against you. It's as simple as that. So, some of you lacked intelligence and you lack knowledge. But because you were sensitive to your own intuition, you are far wiser than everyone else around you. So look, too often we think we need more information about what goes on. No, it's not more information that you need. You need to have people on guard who are alert, who are alert. Because the people on guard will also notice you and hint to you when something's off. But if you have people around you who are not alert, who just wants to stay in their own little world, then you are already in trouble. You are. And here's where demonic knowledge comes in. Demonic knowledge is any type of knowledge that will trick you into self reliance. Any type of knowledge out there that tricks you into self reliance is demonic knowledge. Because demons don't have any long term wisdom to offer, they only have demonic knowledge based on their experience. So that's what's going on with a lot of people out there. When they go to work or when they go to someone to get feedback, often they're not aware that this individual may be used as a portal by the demons to share demonic knowledge with them. Because one thing you need to understand, the demons are not going to wait for you to ask for demonic knowledge. They're going to give it to you without you asking for it. So, but when they give you this demonic knowledge, you don't realize at first it's demonic until you examine the situation further. And that is what we all need to learn to do, to examine the situation further. So, it is what it is. It's very simple. Do not, under any circumstance, just assume that if you are innocent or you're doing the right thing, that all the good things will flow to you automatically. It's just like that. It doesn't work that way. The Heavenly Father wants us to increase in intelligence so that we also are able to deal with the challenges of life. The Heavenly Father also wants us to have knowledge of how things operate. And here's what it comes. When it comes to wisdom, the only way to avoid demonic knowledge is by admitting that you are a vulnerable creature and that most of the other vulnerable creatures, aka human beings around you, are not reliable. Because just think about it. Demonic knowledge is all about you relying on your own efforts to control other people. That's what it comes down to. All demonic knowledge is about tricking you to rely on yourself to control other people. So the moment you realize how vulnerable and fragile you are apart from Christ, you begin to prioritize Christ more. That is the way to avoid demonic quote, knowledge or quote unquote demonic wisdom. That is why you have people. They have smooth success in life. Everything keeps working out for them. Then one day, out of the blue, strangers come and just take advantage of them all the time. What happened? This individual used wisdom of demons or wisdom of devils to get something done. But the demons never informed them about the side effects that will come. Now, this life will not be that long because it's night over here, but I still want to say this to you. Any type of knowledge that doesn't trigger you to grow in faith is demonic. And every church you see where people are attending the local church for years and there's still no long term improvement happening to those people, now you know that you're dealing with a deception. And so, another thing I want to add to this, check the timing of when things are happening. If you had a great day, okay, you had a very great day where you even purchased new items, so things were going quite well. And then you even fellowships with some other folks through Skype. And then there's this individual out of blue texting you, talk about problems all the time. Now you kind of feel heavy. Hold on a minute. I thought you first arrived there being happy. Yes, you were. But at some point, you did not notice. You did not notice that you lack knowledge, and that's how demons were able to trick you. John Wander, thank you very much for your super chat donation. Very much appreciate it. Look, that is why I'm always telling you to examine the timing when something is going on in your life. That's why I'm always telling you stop expecting everything to start off good. I always told you also to fast and pray every day, at least an half hour every morning. You use Psalms 23, Psalms 112, Psalms 103. It's inspiration, that's on you, but just do it. You need to examine the situation. And if you lack wisdom, you just need to pray, and the Holy Spirit will guide you in it. For example, if I say Kevin eats pizza, okay, you say Kevin eats pizza. But if I say Kevin eats pizza at 12 a.m. or at then is a context. He ate pizza at a certain point in time. But if I say Kevin ate pizza at 2 a.m. in the morning, now you're going to think, 2 a.m. in the morning, aren't people asleep at that time? Why is this guy eating pizza then? So now with the timing form becomes a context that determines whether or not something adds up or not. All right. Now, I don't have much more to say in this life than what I've just already said. Are there any questions to learn from this topic of intelligence, knowledge, and wisdom? If I need to make a part two later about this life, I will do it. Or are there any questions now? Let me know in the live chat. I'll give you 2 minutes to answer. Okay. Chuba asks, is there other way than practical experience to gain wisdom? Wisdom has not to do with practical, it's not that much to do with practical experience. Knowledge has to do with practical experience. Wisdom has to do with your intuition, how good you pay attention to your inner radar. Okay? Mm, okay. If I did something wrong, was it demons? I don't know why you're asking this, Susan. Um, Inter A asks, would you consider applied intelligence the best type of intelligence, meaning using what you learn? You can do that as long as it's Christ-centered and you don't ignore your intuition, your inner radar. Okay? So, okay. If there are not any more questions, I will close down the live. There's been a short live for now. Oh, wait, there's another question over here. Mm, Chuba said there's a lot of voices that come through internally. How do you personally distill them, recognize when it's your intuition? Your intuition can never offer long-term information. Your intuition is just a sensor that picks up negative tension and positive tension. That's it. Then you have to do your research to figure out why you sense something. That's intuition. So quote unquote voices has nothing to do with intuition. Okay? Okay. Guilt and accusation is not from the Heavenly Father anyway, Daniel. So you should be delivered from that. I come across demons. I made videos about that and live streams. Please watch them. Then I went into depth into it. Then asked if I prayed and fasted that I did something wrong. Well, then you just did something wrong. It can happen, depending on what the wrong is. People that call themselves psychic, just beware with them. I don't think they're always dangerous, but just beware indeed. Real life. Um, Dial also about the Bible verse. My thoughts are higher than your thoughts. It's very simple. The Heavenly Father, of course, when he thinks about things, he thinks with more depth and more understanding than you, a finite creature. God's thoughts being higher than your thoughts means that God is seeing the full picture, beginning and end, and all eternity, so he knows how to deal with stuff. Okay, let's see. Okay, before I close, remember intelligence and knowledge are just social, social and mental skills you have. Your intuition is a spirit sensor, and that's what your wisdom is related to. The more sensitive you are to your intuition, the wiser you are. Okay, so pay attention to your situation, please. Pay attention also to your intuition and use practical Christ-centered wisdom. Don't rely on the false promises and patterns of the world. Those are the quote unquote wisdom of demons that will trap you. Well, that's it for now. Keep on agreeing with Christ and be at peace. Till next time.